Morning guys, how's it going? So I had a question from YouTube and a guy called BJ Space S, and he said basically, asking me if I thought that, if in dominance and submission or BDSM, if the woman's on top and active or is giving BJs, who is really in control there, because the woman is active and doing stuff to the dom, or the submissive is active and doing stuff to the dom, so therefore they are in fact the ones in control. Okay, now this can get confusing because there's more to BDSM than sex, for one thing, and also there's no real action that is inherently submissive or dominant, in my point of view. For example, BJ's, fellatio, a lot of people say, okay, that's inherently submissive, so you have to be a submissive in order to be able to do that. However, you can actually have control of somebody while doing that, in fact very fine control of somebody while doing those acts. It's not about the act, it's more about who has the ultimate control. Now, how do you know who has the ultimate control? Whoever can call a halt to the scene and has the final say, or which gets confusing because realistically either or can go, right, stop, both of you. The dominant and the submissive can stop at any time. So I wouldn't consider that those active doing to somebody is actually more of a dominant thing, because the dominant can sit there and say, okay, I want you to do X, Y, Z, and I want you to do it in this way, and they are actually orchestrating and commanding what is going on. So no, I don't think that it is that the dom is not really doming and the sub is really the dom, topping from the bottom. It would depend on the relationship and the power exchange, what's going on at the time, because both parties, both sides of the slash have to be a party to what's going on. And ultimately you'll see, if you look closely, the flow of power where the dominant will allow more power to the submissive and then rein back the submissive and say, no, I'm going to take control again over here and now. Whether it's to end the scene, continue on, do something different, it's all about that power control. So no, I don't think that inherently if one or the other partner is active, that means that they are necessarily the more dominant person. What I do believe is that it will depend on who calls a halt to the scene and if those boundaries are respected or not. So if there is a particular scene where somebody is say reaching their limit, dom or sub, because doms also have limits as well, then they will call, one or the other will signal to call a halt, or read the other person to say, no, that is enough, or push a little further. Or when they say, okay, say it's a submissive, they say, no, that's enough, the dominant will go, okay, for their benefit of a submissive, to stop at that scene and figure out why they could or could not be pushed further, whether that is an actual limit or not. And that gets a bit tricky more when you go into consent and stuff like that, and that goes, hey Parker, and that goes more into communication and a long-term relationship or good discussion with someone before you play or enact any sort of scene. So with regards to being active, who's more active? No, in my mind, no acts are inherently dominant and no acts are inherently submissive. Morning, Robert. Doing all right. It looks like it's going to rain though. So with regards to riding on top, no, I don't see that as the dominant being submissive at all, because they can control also what's going on, and it might also be their wish to not do anything. With regards to BJs, again, no, not necessarily inherently dominant or submissive act. Again, because someone can control what's going on and halt and negotiate and all that sort of stuff. It does become tricky because there can be a power play over who has control when you're doing those particular acts, as in all of it. So yeah, I hope that answers the question there, KJS. Thanks for watching, and if you have any more inputs or anything else you'd like me to answer or contemplate on with my rubber navel, then please comment below. And I got a couple of sales of stickers on my Redbubble account, so that's awesome. I love it that you guys love my art. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good day, and stay warm and dry and healthy and safe, okay? Love you guys. Bye. Rubber Kitty out.